guys, Mari the Mortgage Master here. Let's talk about some credit basics. It's a big topic, and even though this is going to be a long video, I don't know that I'm going to cover everything in just one video, but I'll try to give you as much information as I can. This is such an important part of getting approved for a loan, and even if you aren't buying or refinancing for another year or so, if you think you might have credit issues or concerns, now is the best time to start looking into it. In most cases, credit issues can be cleared up within 3 months to 1 year. The best thing I can do for you is just pull your credit. That way I can see exactly what's going on. If there are derogatory items, I can tell you what you need to do over the next 3 months to 12 months to get them cleaned up so that you're ready to purchase or refinance. But you might also be surprised to find out that your credit is better than you thought. I had a client a few days ago thinking his credit scores were in the low 600s, and they came in over 700. So first, let's talk about what hurts your credit or what makes it better. Credit is just showing lenders that you have the ability to repay debts on time. That would be car loans, credit cards, mortgage loans, timeshares, student loans, personal loans, anything that you have to repay with a minimum monthly payment. Utilities like cable, cell phone, car insurance, electric, gas, water, those kind of things, they're not considered debts. If you don't pay your utilities or you move out and don't pay the last bill, then they can report them as a collection on your credit report, which you don't want, so make sure you watch out for that. But the number one thing that hurts your credit is late payments. All debts have a minimum monthly payment and a due date. Let's say you have a car loan with a $400 monthly payment and it's due on the 20th of each month, but maybe you don't get paid until the 25th, so you pay it 5 days late. Well, usually creditors don't charge a late fee unless it's 14 to 15 days after the due date. So maybe it's due on the 1st of each month and you don't get paid till the 20th. You pay the late fee and you pay the payment on the 20th for the full amount. Well, that's not actually reported to your credit as a late payment. It's only reported to your credit as a late payment if you pay it 30 days or more late. So in this scenario, it's due on the 1st of May, but you don't have the money, you paid it late on the 2nd of June, well, that would be reported to your credit as a late payment, and that's not good. That really hurts your credit scores. Something I hear all the time is, well, I was sick, I missed work, my paycheck was lower, I couldn't cover it, but I made sure to cover my utilities so that they wouldn't shut off service. Believe it or not, that's the opposite of what you should have done. Utilities paid late will not be reported to your credit. In fact, if you call them and explain that you can't pay the $200 bill and you can only pay $20 this month, they'll usually work with you. They might charge a late fee, but they won't shut off service unless it's just not paid at all for 3 months or more. Same thing goes for medical bills or really any past due or unexpected bill. If you get a $1,000 bill and you don't have extra money laying around, don't pay the whole thing. Call them and negotiate a $50 a month payment or whatever they'll accept. They usually won't report it to your credit if you're making a good faith effort to repay it. Your car loan or credit card debts or mortgage payment, on the other hand, they're not as easy to work with. If you don't pay that minimum payment within 30 days of the due date, they are obligated to report it as late on your credit, and it will hurt your credit. It's automatic. So if you have to put off paying a bill for whatever reason or pay less than the full amount, do that on your utilities, not your debts. Your credit will thank you. Another big thing I see is credit card balances. First, let's talk about the difference between revolving debt and installment loans. An installment loan is a mortgage loan, a car loan, a student loan, personal loans, loans that have a fixed balance borrowed and a fixed monthly payment. Revolving debt is credit card. Credit card balances can change all the time, and so can the minimum payment. On revolving debts, it's extremely important to try to keep the balance owed to 50% or less of the total card limit. Let's say you have a credit card with a credit limit of $2,000. Well, you want to try to keep the balance on that card to $1,000 or less at all times. Now, what if you need to make a big purchase and it will take the balance to $1,500? Well, try calling up the credit card company and increase the limit to $3,000 or $3,500. That way you can still make the purchase, but you're keeping the balance at 50% or less. Another thing you can do is split it up between 2 or 3 cards and keep those balances below 50%. Now, if you're trying to increase your credit scores, don't just pay off your credit cards. I know it sounds ridiculous, but since credit card is just being able to show that you can repay a debt on time, if you rack up a card and then pay it off right away, how are you showing that you have the ability to repay a debt on time? You need to keep at least 2 to 3 credit cards active and paid monthly in order to rebuild credit or build credit. Even if it's just a $500 limit with a $10 minimum monthly payment, don't pay it off. Put about $200 on that card and then just pay the $10 minimum monthly payment for at least 3 to 6 months. You need positive credit to improve your scores and rebuild credit. Last thing on derogatory credit, collections. If you have a collection that was open within the last 12 months, call them right away and arrange a payment plan. Even if it's only $20 a month, it's better than nothing, and it shows that you're making an effort to repay the debt. Just ignoring it doesn't make it go away. Now, if it's an older collection and you have a good reason for not paying it off, depending on what that reason is, it might be in your best interest to just let it be, especially if it's over 12 to 15 months old. That's something we have to discuss on an individual basis. But then again, have me pull your credit. That's the best way for you to find out how to repair your credit. But there you have it. That's the basics. Check out the credit requirements video where I talk about different requirements for different loan types. Feel free to send me your questions and I'll try to address them in all future videos. And don't forget to like and subscribe so I can help you master your mortgage needs.